Clap it up.
Shalom, we are the ICBK coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, at the Community Junior High. Today is Brotherhood class. And the topic is going to be race first. It's funny, everybody seems to get this, but black people.
Right.
That's why the ICBK, we have to drill this stuff in the people's minds. We have to keep on repetitively just drilling it and drilling it and drilling it. And once, if people don't get it after us, that the Lord's going to be angry. And then he's just going to start killing people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So in order for his plan to come into fruition, he'll take you out.
Right.
Boy, do you have a question? Oh, okay. Yeah, he'll take you out. It's becoming crunch time now. You look at what happened in Haiti, with the earthquake.
Yeah.
It's awfully funny. Earthquakes hit, whenever they build up Haiti. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right when they start building it up, it gets collapsed all over again. The scripture for that, when in Leviticus, it said, "You should build and I shall throw down." Can you hold up the scripture?
Mm-hmm. Let's paraphrase it one more time. Paraphrase it one more time.
You should build and I shall throw down. The pink oppressors, the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
That's right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, put the love upon your own people.
Right.
One of the reasons why we fail is because we don't value one another the way that we should.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else naturally values their own. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else does. They naturally value their own. And even
Say, looking it up, I found it in Malachi.
Right, same. Obadiah.
I like for the Leviticus for the simple fact that Leviticus was written. It's for all of Israel, but it's specifically bang at the Levites right there. You know what I'm saying? Because they were, they had the priesthood and everything. You know what I'm saying? And the Levites had the service of the priest.
Right.
They did the service. They ministered to the priest. And the priest ministered to the Most High.
Yeah, I can find it.
Okay, well, give me the Malachi one then.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom said, "We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places."
This one right here is actually talking about Esau. They built Rome, and the Most High threw down Rome. But it happens way quicker for us, though. You know what I'm saying? We get punished, faster than everybody else. The Most High lets everybody else build up, and then he destroys them. But with us, the Most High just break out the belt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a father, he breaks the belt out. So, you gonna punish your kids, quick. Your kids, do something the other kids are doing. Yeah, come here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why the Most High, you know what I'm saying, allow the earthquakes and everything to hit. Because what religion are they still in Haiti?
So in Haiti?
Right.
Christianity.
Christianity, yeah, Christianity, which that all, that the whole Catholic, all of that, and mingled with Buddha. You know what I'm saying? So they mingled the two together, which
right.
It's really no damn difference. Other than what we say, other than the rituals, the customs, or whatever. Other than that, spiritually, they're the damn same. You know what I'm saying? Voodoo's just more obvious to be Satanist. Go ahead.
And Rastafarian culture.
Yeah, Rastafarian culture too. Yeah, I mean, the Levites is in every religion, just like all the other tribes. But it's awfully funny. You ever notice this?
Right.
Every time something happens to Haiti, right, like as far as an earthquake or something like that, a hurricane gets sent right out and hits Louisiana.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the death toll? It's awfully funny. You ever see how the two are linked?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even out of the tribes, Louisiana and Haiti seem to always be linked. Go ahead.
I was, well, you can just talk first, so I was gonna say, we are the same people.
Yeah, we're the same people, but also too, a lot of the people in Louisiana you think is Judites is really the tribe of Levi. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
You know, as a matter of fact, it's always been a strong connection between. That's what their connection is at. You know what I'm saying? Why the cultures are so, the same specifically. You know how each tribe has its own, particular culture within inside. Just like it's, Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? And the Cubans and Mexicans and everything. We all real similar. But we all have our own, kind of customs as a tribe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With the tribe of Levi, you got to look at the position that they held. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord gets angry with the tribe of Levi a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like in slavery, they couldn't get any food in Haiti. They had to use the people in Louisiana, the slaves that was in Louisiana, to produce food for Haiti during the time of slavery. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, these both, like I said, a lot of the dudes, in Louisiana, you think is Judah, is really Levi.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of Gad down there too. But the black Gad, because it's way less race mixing down there. You know what I'm saying? There's way less of that. So a lot of the Gadites down there are still black as the ace of spades. Go ahead. Right, yeah. Right, that's why you see.
They have their own way of
Right.
Right.
That's why you see a lot of, brothers and sisters in New Orleans and everything. Vast majority of the people there were dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? Like Boosie and all of them, and it's the same thing. Like in West Palm Beach and all of that. You got a lot of Levites there. Because what is the Levite's job? The Levite's job is like to make an atonement. Just like what happened with Phineas in the scripture. When he threw the spear, and thrust that dude that brought, the dude that brought the Midianite woman, and they was going to run a train on him.
Oh yeah, I remember.
You know what I'm saying? And he killed both of them.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
The tribe of Levi is dangerous. You got to, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at their position. That's why, down in Miami and all of that, they scared of the Haitians like that. You know what I'm saying? The police don't even want to mess with them. They that brutal. They known for that. You know what I'm saying? For being that brutal. The same thing with a lot of the brothers in New Orleans. A lot of them wards ain't really all of that big, but they real. They don't take too kindly to outsiders and shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't. You had a bunch of Crips and Bloods. It was Bloods or Crips, one of the two. They came from California. They came down to New Orleans one time. It was somewhere around the area. It was a couple of hundred of them.
Right.
And they was trying to get them recruited, you know what I'm saying? Actually, really, what they really wanted to do is get them to move dope for them or something like that. And they killed all of them. They're serious. They killed all of them. All of them was dead. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, they killed some of them. They had a big war. They killed some of them and this and that. They killed all of those dudes. All of those dudes came back in boxes. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm keeping it all the way to a buck. The tribe of Levi do not play. You know what I'm saying? Those dudes, they are feared. They're feared by the world. Remember what happened with Toussaint Louverture? You ever notice how the whole world cut them out of the trade, global trade? That's what happened with them. That's why Haiti started to really decline. After they overthrew the French. They whooped Napoleon's ass. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. They tore Napoleon the hell up. That was the first time Napoleon ever took a loss. Napoleon was like he was like Alexander the Greek of his time. All of Europe was afraid of Napoleon. He went to that little island and them slaves lit his ass up. You know what I'm saying? With no weapons, they hit him with slave tools, pitchforks, and you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And whatever guns that they could actually get from somebody that they killed. You know what I'm saying? And they play a hell of a special role inside this nation, just like all the tribes do, play a special role. But you got to think, when Moses told them, to take every man his sword, because all the tribe of Levi followed Moses. He said, every man take his sword and put his sword up on his brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and they made atonement and killed all the dudes that were in rebellion. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we got to put that value, and I said we got to put that value up on our own. We got to put that value up on our own race. We the only people that don't prioritize our race like we're supposed to. Our women is prioritizing being a woman.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They're prioritizing being a woman first, right? Secondly, they're a mother. Thirdly, whatever their job is, their career is. You're the ones that have careers. They're that. Go ahead.
So what is it that we put the pride first? It's supposed to be mother first before being a woman.
You're supposed to prioritize your race, because before any of your children were born, when you found out that you was pregnant, you knew one thing: you knew you was having a black child. So that should be prioritized. You see what I'm saying? You knew the child was going, before you knew the sex of the child, you knew there was going to be a black child. You're a black mother. You know what I'm saying? You got to prioritize your race. That's why everybody else is strong and have respect. Even the people that ain't that strong still have respect. The people with weak militaries, at least they have one. At least they have a military. And people respect them because of that. Look what America does for races that don't have no help of military power in their own country or none of that, right? They allow them to come here and they show respect to them, because the white man respects people that are together. Right. Everybody does. They don't respect us because we are separated from one another. It's so easy for them to isolate us that it don't make no sense. It's so easy for them to isolate us. You know what? Let me show you how they do it. This is one of the simple tactics that they use. You're a black person, you can do anything good, right? Whatever talent it is that you might have, right? And there's something that they like. They'll come strike up, conversation with you. They like, man, pretty much showing you how you're different from other black people, right? Now, they're the devil. They're going to do that. They're supposed to do that. But the way we respond, we shouldn't respond that way.
Right.
We sit there and take what they say and put that, in our head, like, yeah, I am better than the rest of these Negroes. Now, just imagine you have 100 damn black men and women that think that they're able to do this with each one of us. We go into a goddamn room, 100 black people go into a room who's had that done to them, right? And believe it, they're going to be 100 divided ass people. They're not going to be able to come together to do the simplest task. And that's one of the reasons why they do it. Now you can divide somebody, you win in the damn war without even having to fire a shot. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that they were so scared of with the riots, you know why? Because black people were together. You know what I'm saying? Even though we wasn't, we just something that was together, right? And next thing you know, who joined in with that? The devils started to join in with it and started, breaking and start vandalizing and start doing all that type of stuff too. Right. But what happened was just that little bit of togetherness smoked the economy of America. You know what I'm saying? That was actually the Lord doing it, because, the scriptures say the Lord is a man of war, right? Right. And a man of war, he's a king. If a king wants to hurt an empire, a lot of times he don't just send an army in to go and kill him. He hit them other ways first. The one, you know what I'm saying? Like, say, for instance, this king has a beef with this empire. They don't want to, respect this king, right? Okay, it's one thing for him not wanting to, not wanting him to rule over them. Okay, fine, right? But he will demand their respect, because you have some of his people inside your kingdom, and look how you're treating them. Right? So, what does the Most High do? He hits them with consumption. That's what the COVID-19 is biblically. It's called a consumption. Something to have to do with your lungs, right? Anything that had to do with your lungs and everything is biblically called a consumption. They didn't have 1,000 different names for these things. It was just one. You know what I'm saying? One name, consumption. Then he hit the money of this place, right? Because everybody comes here to do what? Everybody comes here to get rich, right? So he hurt the money. You know what I'm saying? You know, there was some strategic stuff right there. You know, and he sent the wicked of his people to smite this place. See what I'm saying? As a warning for how they treating the Most High's people. Now they're trying to recover. So this next thing that's gonna come is gonna be something ugly. Really though. There's something great hit that's gonna be worse than COVID.
Right.
It's gonna be worse. And you're gonna see stuff boarded up all over again. And then at the same time too, they're getting the Taliban inside this country, and you know the Taliban got a burning hatred for America.
Right.
You know, because you know that they exercised that spirit of Cain up on them ever since 9/11 hit. You know, if Cain you smite Cain, vengeance should be taken on you sevenfold. And then it said, Lamech surely 70 and sevenfold. How long have they been over in Afghanistan? They've been over for over 20 years, right?
Right.
Killing millions behind 2,000 devils. Well, they wasn't all devils, but still, that still was a devil establishment, right? And they certainly got this 77-fold vengeance out of them. But at the same time, the Taliban's off in the cut getting stronger. Now, when you have to go and rescue 5,000 American soldiers from Afghanistan, that means the Taliban is seriously a force to be reckoned with. They way better than what the hell they was back then. They didn't got beefed up and they got strong. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So if you have to go and rescue 5,000 trained killers, you know what I'm saying? 5,000. Could you imagine just seeing 5,000 people right now? That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they're all trained killers. And you gotta go rescue them like they're puppies. That show you that they packing some strength over there. But at the same time, they also understand that Afghanistan produces like somewhere around the area of 90% of the world's poppy plants that they need to make heroin.
Right.
And it's one of the reasons why in these past 20-something years, heroin has made a strong comeback. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Last time, first it was the 70s. It was hit real heavy in the 70s. You know, heroin and all of that. Now, you know, in the 2000s, it hit because they right at the source. You know, and trying to take over those poppy fields. And they probably controlling a whole lot of them poppy fields. But then there's a lot of them that they can't take, right? And hopefully the Taliban hurt them so much to where the whole heroin deal starts to dry up over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because with the Taliban now is strong enough to take over the poppy fields. If they got to rescue soldiers from over there, that means whatever control they had over the poppy fields over there they don't have that control no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and so if the Taliban take the poppy fields, it's going to make heroin more expensive, right? So with it being more expensive, there will be less heroin. Simple as that, right? Because if you still want to keep up the whole heroin, you still want to keep the same amount coming, you're going to pay a whole lot more, and the Taliban will be gaining control over you, just like what the Chinese got, right? Right. The Chinese got control over America. They have been gaining strength. That's the reason why they got the Asian hate bill. You know what I'm saying? Speaking against the Asian is like speaking against a Jewish man or a gay, somebody in the LGBT, the gay community.
Right.
Okay. Let's go to Matthew chapter 22 and verse 36.
Okay. Matthew chapter 22, verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love thy Lord, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment.
Okay, go to the next.
And the second is like unto it. Verse 39. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
What does that mean? That means you got to put the value up on your neighbor. See, we think this is how we think different than everybody else. We think you got to have all of this stuff in order to have value. You got to have all of these, trinkets from America in order to have value. You got to put on you got to put on the heathen in order to have any damn value.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But other people, they don't think that way. They put value up on people that don't have anything, because you think the first people that came, the first devils that came here to America, you think they were rich?
Right.
Does anybody think they were rich? Huh?
Hell no.
They weren't rich. They were the bastards. They were the Pookie and Ray Rays of Europe. You know what I'm saying?
God.
They were the bastards of Europe. You think the prominent families over there are gonna sit their own ass on the slave ships and go catch slaves? Huh?
Mm-mm.
Who would they send? Who would they send? They would send the poor white the trailer trash to go do it.
Right.
Would?
I was about to say.
Yeah, they gonna send a trailer trash to go get the damn slaves, right? But you know what these trailer trash dudes did? They put the value upon one another when each other didn't have shit. They didn't have nothing, a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. They put the value upon each other. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So whenever they're dealing with anybody, business-wise or whatever, they're going to prefer their own. You see what I'm saying? You ever notice when a heathen gets wrong, like he can be in the wrong, and something happened to him or something, how his own race is still going to take his side?
Always.
We got to do the same damn thing too.
Come.
That is a survival mechanism. That's why they do it. That is a survival mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We'll do this. We all of a sudden we don't have our people don't have no sense of justice or judgment. But whenever somebody black do something small and gets killed for it or something like that, like the brother that was out that had selling cigarettes,
Somebody, Eric Garner.
right. You go, well, he's selling you cigarettes. It's against the law. It's against the law. When the hell does it have a damn death penalty to it? But we don't even have that same sense of self-preservation, though. Because self-preservation, even when your people is in the damn wrong, you still gonna side with them just out of self-survival. It's a survival mechanism. That's why they do it.
Right.
We're not gonna want our people punished, even if he is in the wrong. That's how people that want the race to survive think. They think like that. You know what I'm saying? Because race first.
Mm-hmm.
Race first. And then George Floyd's wife, think about it. What did she choose? She was married to him, right? He was her husband, go ahead.
She told that she was black over being George Floyd.
Yeah, and she was dirty rice.
Right.
She's a poor white trash. She's dirty rice.
That's
And
right.
still did that. Go ahead.
And she also spoke on the stand about how they did drugs together too.
Yeah, she told the world he was a dope fiend, which had a goddamn thing, didn't have shit to do with him being killed, had nothing to do with it.
Right.
She chose her damn race, even over this man who she was screwing. I think they had kids together, right?
I'm not too
No.
sure.
No, they didn't. Well, she was still married to him.
Yeah.
That she chose them over the man that she sleeps with every night. Because it's race first, and she knows that white cop was in the wrong for killing him, but the self-preservation and the race survival mechanism kicked right in. And she chose that cop over her own husband.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The cop whom she did not even know. Because the whole world knows that everything's race first. The whole world knows it. Black people, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are the only people you got to really drill that into. You got to keep drilling it and drilling it and drilling it, you know. And it's done gotten so bad with us. That's why we don't even like to blacks don't even like to be around each other. Not unless we're doing something wicked.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? Not unless, we're selling each other dope or something like that, or, some broad we trying to knock down or something like that, We only come together in certain situations, right? We only come together in certain little situations and all of that, but when it really counts, we won't be together.
Mm-hmm.
We can't stand the smell of each other. We look at each other like damn heathens. You know what I'm saying? And then we got another dumbass habit too. We'll sit there and talk about forgiving everybody, right? But then, just like it's posted, I was on this group. Well, the brother said, what did he say? He said, I'm telling this to the white boy on the post, the one that reported me and everything. He said, I'm saying, yeah, he talking all this forgiveness stuff, but then he's like, yeah, a lot of times it's my own people. It's my own people that mess me over. Well, you was just talking about forgiveness and everything, right?
Right.
Well, use it now. Use it when it counts. Use the same forgiveness now. Being the fact that you bringing it up, obviously you ain't forgiving. You ain't forgiving them. Why the hell is everybody else a beneficiary of your forgiveness except for your own people? The dude that you have a problem with that, take that problem and bury that shit in the sand. He's supposed to be forgiven first. Mm-hmm. You're not obligated to forgive another race for doing evil to you or your people. You're not obligated to that. How the hell am I going to sit there and forgive somebody for something they done to you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What type of sense does that make?
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? What type of damn sense does that make? The cop shot you, and then I say, I forgive the cop for you. You know what I'm saying? What type of? But that's how we're trained, though. That's why they pop up these idiot leaders, these greedy leaders. He's the one that's so full of forgiveness. He's there to wipe the damn slate clean. Whatever white people do to black people, and I can't wait for the day. I pray for the day that these damn so-called black leaders become obsolete.
Right.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? We're dreaming about this shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till the day. That's gonna be a happy day for black people.
I mean, gradually right now it's happening. I mean, they only pop up every once in a while, and it's been a lot of black, Hispanic, and Native American people who have been getting killed left and right.
Right.
After the whole George Floyd incident.
Right. And traditionally they've been there just to calm us down, to make sure we don't riot.
Right.
Hey, where was they at during the riots this time? They didn't even come out because they were scared they would get their ass beat. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You ever notice Jesse Jackson and them wasn't coming out to the hood to talk to nobody and none of that. Al Sharpton, none of those dudes. They was all hiding during the time of the rioting and everything. They was hiding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which that shows something right there. That's certainly a forerunner to them just totally being obsolete. You see that damn Christian pastor somewhere working at a goddamn working at McDonald's. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to be a Christian pastor too. He trying to get a congregation out of McDonald's. But they ain't listening to him. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a lovely day right there. You know. Read that scripture again. The second part of it.
Verse 40, Matthew chapter 22, verse 40. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
You got to, if you're going to be a successful businessman, what you got to do, you got to be kind to people. You got to be very kind. General Charles Marsh said something today, a business meeting. Trying to think of what exactly. Man, I'm trying to word it like he worded it, because he worded it better, what I just did.
Should paraphrase? Paraphrase.
Yeah, okay. He's saying you want to be successful in business. Pretty much you gotta. It's going to be based on what you do for people.
Hmm.
Your success is going to be based on what you do for people.
Right.
And I don't see this to be true. Back in the day, we had a concept of this. Like in the 50s and stuff like that. We had a concept of this. That's why everybody loved Miss such and such a soul food restaurant.
Right.
Because she was feeding, the homeless dudes and everything, the drunk dudes on the corner. The woman had a great name. Remember the scripture when it talks about, a good name is above choice silver.
Mm-hmm.
The woman had a good name. Long after she was dead, it had a good name in the community. You know what I'm saying? That's where your success is at. But see, here's the thing though. This is where we mess up. We try to take the same kindness, even when we do good to each other, and to also distribute that goodness to everybody else.
Right.
That's a problem. That's a big problem. We just somehow we just can't. Even when we do good, we just can't cross that threshold right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have a hard time crossing that threshold to understand that. Look, my people first.
Right.
My people first. Homeless dudes come around and everything, right? Like I was at the Greyhound bus station one time, and there was a black dude, homeless black dude, homeless white dude. He asked for, he asked for some change or something. Asked for something to get something to eat. And I had 2 sandwiches. The white dude come and ask first. But then after the white dude, I refused him. The black dude come and ask, and I gave him a sandwich. That type of thing right there just blows everybody away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It can get all kind of mixed feelings and emotions behind that. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody loving black people is, one of the most dangerous things that you can do in America.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One of the most dangerous things. And hating black men, and particularly, we think drugs and all of that is the most lucrative thing in the world. No, the hatred of black men specifically is the most lucrative business on the damn planet.
Right.
The most lucrative on the planet. You see what I'm saying? Black men in particular, it's like in slavery, they needed a black woman to breed more slaves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Really, in reality, a lot of them didn't even want to take black women because a lot of the black women were pregnant, things like that, and they figured that would be, adding too much weight to the ship and, all kind of stuff like that. And the black man would be more important, so they figured, plus he's the direct enemy of them. You know what I'm saying? They did either the black woman for concubines and for breeders. You need a black man for every damn thing else.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But the hatred of black men. I mean, think about it. Look at it. Look how rich people get off of hating black men. Look at the riches that people get.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just name anybody that. Let's see, Oprah. You know how Oprah's that rich? Anybody know? Anybody know why Oprah's as rich as she is? Go ahead. Yes.
The man talks about how
Yeah.
doing after.
Yeah. Those little, what's that thing, that little table that they be sitting at? All the black women. That show is financed on the hatred of black men. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That show.
She's not on the
No, she's not on the View, but there's other women on the View.
Right.
Yeah.
Black women on the View. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that hates, they just say, hell, they'll say, I want to do a study. This is what the medical, field has always done to us. I want to do a study on the black man's brain. Just don't understand it, And guess what? Without even the finances, they won't even have to even study the matter themselves or to see whether this is a good investment for them or whatever. They just shovel the money out. You know what I'm saying? They just shoveled the money at them. How do you think the Mormon church, you see how rich the Mormon church is? And the Mormon church ain't even that old.
Right.
The Mormon church came around in the 1800s. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when they founded Joseph Smith, started talking about black men were of Cain. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying Cain was a black man, and Cain was cursed with big lips. You know, said the same damn thing as what the Jewish man was saying, right? But he just put it, you know, in another way. And they shoveled money at him. That's how the Mormon church got started. They shoveled money at him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all they had to do is have some type of name in science or something like that, religion or whatever. And they say, I want to do a study, you know, on such and such. And I want to do, and they would just push money at this thing. Because you have all of them billionaires, all of them philanthropists. Matter of fact, there will be no philanthropy without us. You know what I'm saying? You know how you got all these white philanthropists and all of that? There will be none.
Right.
Because all of that philanthropy money comes off slavery. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Look what's produced in the prisons. You got 2 million black men. You know, I don't know about how many Hispanic men is in prison.
You said how many Hispanic men?
Right, because they put us in separate categories. I see 2 million of the Southern Kingdom, predominantly, you know, sprinkled with some, you know what I'm saying, some black Hispanics and everything, you know, Negro looking Hispanics.
Right.
But they do still separate it, you know what I'm saying? And so it might even be more Hispanics in prison, you know, per capita and everything, right? So in total, you might be looking at 5 million black Hispanics and Native Indians across the country in prisons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the things that if they can sit there and pay you 63 cents a day or something like that in prison.
Sounds about right.
Now, just imagine how much money they make off one person that has some type of job there, because they have their jobs for you. Even in Job Corps, it's the same way. We was picking people was picking tobacco for $75 a day. You know what I'm saying? And if you're in Job Corps, that was pretty good money. They worked the piss out of you. You know, I couldn't do it because I wasn't old enough at the time. But you know, the people was getting like $75 a day. But just imagine how much the tobacco producer is making. You know what I'm saying? And imagine how much the Job Corps was making, because they get paid first. And the Job Corps pay you. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine how much money they're making off of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just imagine with about 5 million black and Hispanic men in prison, right? They're making enough money to throw away. And that's how these heathens that come here are able to start businesses. You know what I'm saying? For free. You know, as the saying goes, you shouldn't invest in a business with your own money. You should have investors, right? And they invest, you know, they put that money, they give them the money to start these stores. And if a certain amount of time, if that business don't produce, you know, they just write them another grant. But all that grant money comes out of these prisons and stuff like that. Planned Parenthood,
right?
All of that. They specifically want to kill the male children, just like in Exodus. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was the most important thing to kill a male child, right? So think about it. The whole world rests on the hatred of black men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When I say black, I mean Hispanic too, because we all are black. All of us.
Right.
All the tribes are black.
That's right.
They just call us different things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn, if my ship stopped earlier, I'd be, you know what I'm saying, somewhere in the Dominican Republic or something. You know what I'm saying? If we all would just makes us different a lot of the times is a boat ride.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got Judah in Brazil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That matter of fact, there was way more Judites that was brought to Brazil than was brought to America. You know, the Judites that was brought to America, it was somewhere under 500,000. That's not even counting the ones that got killed, you know, and died on the way here. It's about 10 times that many that died, you know. well, one way or another on the way here, to where just a small portion of us even made it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Brazil ended up with a few million Judites there, maybe 7, 8 million or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, but what are the Judites down there labeled as? Anybody know?
You said where
In Brazil.
In Brazil.
Right. They labeled as Hispanics
Oh.
because they consider they in South America. You know what I'm saying? They speak Portuguese down there. Portuguese is a Latin language.
Right.
You know, it is a Latin-born language. Just like it is, that's how Portuguese and you know, because Portugal is right next to Spain. It actually is part of the landmass of Spain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same land. You know, they're just different families of that Spaniard. You know, split into two different families. Be like, oh, fuck Spain. We're gonna go to our own place. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then that Latin, they start speaking, eventually speaking two different forms of Latin. One was called Spanish, and the other one was called Portuguese. But then also, too, you have another split off, Catalan, which is small. It's a small country. You know, they speak Spanish, but they looked at it as a different people. You know, and you got, you know, Negroes over there, Spain, Portugal, and all of that. These people is classified as Hispanic, even though they're the tribe of Judah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you, of course, you have a mixture of all the tribes there too. But the Apostle Paul was from there.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The Apostle Paul was from Tarsus. Tarsus is on the same, is part of southern Spain. That's where the Apostle Paul was actually from. And that's one of the reasons why he spoke different languages like that. You know, Apostle Paul was well versed in different languages. He understood Hebrew real well, you know, Latin and Greek real well, and he was a Roman citizen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, because, you know, Spain and all that was part of Rome. That's one of the first places that they hit in Maccabees and took over the silver mines there.
Right.
You know, so that became part of Rome, which they conquered that over from the Greeks. They kicked the Greeks' ass out of there during the time of Judas Maccabeus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Oh, Stephen Curry, his father. Man, that's an ugly situation right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this also tells you something, because that's not the first thing that happened in what happened was Stephen Curry's mother is sleeping.
Stephen Curry.
Stephen Curry. Oh, what did I say?
Yeah, Curry.
I thought it was Perry. So. Okay. Yeah, Stephen Curry's mother totally embarrassed his father at at one of his NBA games,
Mm-hmm.
by giving a devil a lap dance in front of the whole world. In front of the world, with her husband sitting right next to her and her son out there playing. Now look at this. Man, something like that might would have threw my game off a bit. How about y'all? You know what I'm saying? Your mom give you some devil a dance at your game. On top of that, you know what I'm saying? Oh man. So she didn't give a damn about how she's making her son and her husband look. She cared nothing for that at all.
Right.
That is sad.
Right.
They said the responses were from the husband and stuff. Girl.
Oh, they about to go through a divorce. You know, Stephen Curry, he ain't saying nothing.
I mean, it's like, would that be grounds to kick ass out?
Say that one time.
Would that be applicable? Would that be lawful to Buddha after that?
I mean, you have to get counsel, but I would say hell yeah.
In reality, yeah. I mean, if she
Yeah, in
did that in
reality,
the
yeah,
game,
like you said.
actually, she probably never should have even got to that point,
That's
because she
right.
done things before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they niggas be on that as cheaper to keep her type shit. Go ahead.
I was thinking definitely to read his wife and always told her she could see.
Yeah, I would have left her ass at the game. I would have called for that camera to come, and I would have gave some type of little sign like,
Yeah, right.
you know what I'm saying, right in front of, you know what I'm saying, and then left the caption something like "throw the whole bitch away." You know what I'm saying? And smashed out. You know what I'm saying? And hopped in the car, rolled off with the top down. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No, you probably like in her 50s or 60s.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Stuff like that. She too
Old hoe. Yeah. Yeah, old hoe. With an old devil. You know what I'm saying? Grinding on an old broke devil. Because you know he ain't got no damn money. He ain't played since 1988. You know what I'm saying? You talking about over 30 years. That's plenty of time to get broke in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not even in her class for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She has a son that is currently playing one of the best players in the NBA. Currently playing in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? He is an old washed up devil from the NFL. Some washed up has been with real bad, messed up knees. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And no money.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because his name ain't on nothing. You don't see him in no commercials, no anything. He ain't invented nothing. You know, and whatever it is that he's doing is not on that caliber. Believe that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know, he's some type of low level white collar at best. But she gives this worthless devil a lap dance. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
On national television for the whole world to see. And his wife did some evil, nasty stuff too.
Yeah.
Stephen Curry's wife. And then think about it. Now, Will Smith's wife. So this is a small string of this stuff. And now these dudes, they fit the description of what a good man is supposed to be, right? Of what women say that they all want,
Right.
right? Now I can, relate somewhat on some of the stuff that Kevin Samuels say, some of the points that he brings out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But now think about it. This dude, these dudes are tall, they're handsome, they're rich, they're desired by all kind of women, and they still get messed around on. You know what I'm saying? And then getting there, not only are they getting messed around on, but the women are not even discreet about it. They're not even discreet. They don't even have no discretion. They want his name to taste like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They trying to destroy. He's providing this life for her, and they trying to destroy their whole husband's image and reputation and all of that in return. And what the scriptures say was somebody to return evil for good.
Oh God. I
You know what I'm saying? Because these dudes are providing lives for them. And they always say, and now think about it. A lot of these women are black women that are doing this stuff. You know, so it's black women and white women both together cleaning black men's clocks. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of black women are just complaining because they figure, no, she should be in the seat to destroy him instead of the white girl. You know what I'm saying? Because if that wasn't the case, then she would prepare herself, you know what I'm saying, to, actually appear to be the better option. You right?
Yeah.
She would do things to make, to add more value to her, to herself. You know what I'm saying? She'd do what Gucci Mane's woman did. She'd be like that. Go ahead.
Hey, I used that precept when he said, "Thou shalt the Lord God, your wife shall be a throne in the city."
Yeah. And you know what? The poor man's wife is a harlot in the city, and so is the damn rich man's.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then they say that you should be, you should be this and be that, and the woman will submit to you. That is total damn garbage. These women ain't submitting to these dudes. You know what I'm saying? These dudes are filthy damn rich. They're loved by devils, because that's a big thing that a lot of women like too, is they look at you, how much do white people like you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of women don't like us because white people don't like us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because
Because if they did, then hell, everybody would run around 10, 15 reasons. You know what I'm saying? We'd have to turn down women. They'd have to go and apply like for a job and be interviewed and all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they don't like us because we don't, we don't like white people. White people don't like us. So the Christian woman don't like us either. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, but matter of fact, let's get to some scripture though. Let's go to Proverbs 6:26.
Shit, Proverbs what?
6:26. Caveman is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
That's right.
Now, we start to prefer our own. The thing about it, now look at these dudes. Look at how the woman still devalues them. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And all the respect and the reverential fear of that man, there is none. Notice that?
Right.
There is none. That's why the Apostle Paul said, he said, notice he gave two different commandments, one to the man and one to the woman.
Yeah.
He didn't say, husbands, love your wives and wives love your husbands. You ever notice he didn't say that?
Mm-hmm.
He said, husbands love your wives, wives reverence your husbands, means respect him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just on the strip that he's your husband. You shouldn't have to do this and do that. You gave him the box, didn't you? You know what I'm saying? That bound you to him just like it bound him to you. So how you gonna do that if you've given him what's supposed to be the most valuable thing that you got on your body? So you say,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But then disrespect the same damn man you gave it to. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got the scripture?
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 26. For by means of a whorish woman.
Now, notice it said by means of a whorish woman. No, it didn't say by means of a whore, right? Okay. The whorish woman and the whore are the same thing. They just a little more, the only difference between them is the obvious whores just out there in the street, right?
Right.
Well, the whorish woman is married. You see what I'm saying? So you can't just say she's just a straight out whore as far as the way society sees it, right?
Right.
But she's a whore that's secure in the bag. You see what I'm saying? She's married. A lot of them have, lives. They have houses, cars, all of that. You know what I'm saying? The whole, the stuff you see when they be like how you see it in black movies, like, where they be rich, like in Tyler Perry movies and all of that.
Right.
Where they ain't struggling in poverty or nothing. They all got big old huge nice houses. But these women are whorish. You know what I'm saying? They just don't appear to be whores, but they just as nasty. They nastier than that streetwalking woman. That streetwalking woman. Go ahead.
They like a whore in disguise or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they a whore in disguise. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And see, the thing about it, a lot of the times now they ain't even down low with it. They bringing it out to your face, like Stephen Curry's wife did, and like Will Smith, Jada Smith. And another thing too, this is another element. When a black man is successful, a lot of the times his wife is jealous of him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know why? Because our race is taught to compete with each other. Male and female compete with each other. You see what I'm saying? We competing with each other to see which one of us can love master the most. That's why that power couple shit don't work.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Because
true.
y'all not together. It's a challenge. Yeah, just like in Power, that show Power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ghost's woman. She in
Tasha.
competition with him.
Yeah, Tasha.
Yeah, Tasha. She in competition with him. And how the hell can y'all function together and grow when y'all in competition with each other? And y'all supposed to be damn, you know what I'm saying? Working together.
Right.
How is that? Now think about it. And here's the funny thing about it. With Will Smith tried. He tried to revive Jada Pickett's career.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the shoe was on the other foot, she would never do that. If the shoe was on the other foot and she was the big star and all of that, she'd divorce his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She would divorce his ass and go get her a Brad Pitt. Go ahead.
And everybody would have been behind it.
Yeah, everybody
How
would have
could
been
you do
behind
that
it.
to Jada?
Right. Yeah. And you know what? Here's the even sadder thing about it is majority of black men would have been on her side too.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
true.
sad.
That Derek Jackson dude, he for sure would have been on the side.
Oh, yeah.
kinda,
You know what I'm saying?
What's
Yeah.
that wasn't treating you right, girl?
All they put that woman first, all of that garbage. You know what I'm saying? Put that woman first. You know, and the niggas actually be teaching dudes this stupid stuff. So a lot of the times, our boys, our sons don't stand a chance. You know what I'm saying? You taught to be a damn simp from the time that you a little bitty boy. I remember, even not I seen this on YouTube, but a brother talking about it on YouTube, but I also seen this in my life. You know what I'm saying? You know, a woman with some little shorts on with her booty cheeks hanging out, and she got her son walking with her. He's like 4 or something like that, right? Now, dudes is looking at his mama. He's looking at them, mean mugging them for looking at his mom. Everybody done seen that before, right?
Right.
Now think about that for a second. Now, what is going on through this little dude's head? Is to blame the men for looking at his mom, even though she got her ass cheeks hanging the hell out. You know what I'm saying, Lloyd?
It's like a relatable story. Way back in the world, ex-girlfriend of mine. I was talking about her and family, and I was at her oldest boy's like 6th birthday party or something like that. And she invited some other dude over, and like me and her weren't messing around and nothing like that. But in the middle of the dude's birthday party, like the dude, the kid's birthday party, dude picks up the mother, like lays her back on the car, starts rubbing his face like in the chest and all that.
What
And
the
me
hell?
and the kid are just sitting there kind of looking like,
Wow.
like, what about little man?
Right.
And like she didn't like
She didn't give a damn.
She didn't do nothing to stop. Like she had no shame. She's sitting there laughing and giggling about it.
Right. Now think about this. This is why we'll grow up, right? And we'll be pissed off at our dad because our dad had another woman. We mad as hell at him.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't see mama have 10 niggas, you know what I'm saying, in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And in a lot of cases, even heard her getting banged out, you know what I'm saying, in the very damn next room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the trauma there. You know what I'm saying? But this is how black boys are raised. That's why I say, the hatred of black men, you know what I'm saying, is the most lucrative thing on the damn planet.
Right.
You know, it's the biggest money maker it is out there. That's why the drugs are here. The drugs are here to neutralize black men, to weaken black men. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need to separate as a whole. Because if you're always high, you can't rule the world, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they need to push dope on you. That's why every time black people rise up, you know what I'm saying, and so in a movement or whatever, what they do, and if the movement's strong, they give you their strongest stuff, which is heroin.
Right.
So now you know why they're really in Afghanistan over there.
Right.
You know why they was really over there for real. Because one thing, the truth is coming out. You know what I'm saying? Every 30, 40 years or so, there's always some type of strengthening of us, and they have to destroy it. You know what I'm saying? Where the truth, look at all the stuff that came out since the ICBK has been around, right? You know, the ICBK started in 1969, and what did they do? They sent in heroin in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? The truth started to grow a little stronger. Most people still didn't know about it. It was actually a New York thing, but they had to neutralize everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not just the people in New York where the truth was starting at. They had to hit everybody. So when the truth would come to these cities, everybody's too messed up and too high to even want, you know what I'm saying, to even comprehend it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So you have crack that hit in the 80s. Then in the 90s, actually the 80s and the 90s was pretty much crack. You know what I'm saying? Then it started to switch gears a bit, heading towards the late 90s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Pills and all that started to make real strong impact. It's funny because back in the day, in the early 90s, no niggas was doing no pills. Pills was white dude stuff. You know what I'm saying? Niggas wasn't around popping no pills.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now, they got, the rappers talking about pills and popping mollies and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So now they got that to neutralize. You know what I'm saying? And then as the truth started to get strong and it started to become common knowledge, you know what I'm saying, that we the Israelites and all of that, now they push their stuff back, the heroin back in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they timed this stuff out.
Right.
You know?
Right.
They timed this stuff out right now. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 25 and 19. I think oppresses the devil, as the Bible speaks.
That's right.
That's right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians understand. Gather with your people, put the value upon your own. You gotta value your own. We gotta value our own more than the heathens value their own.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we gotta put. I mean, because if you take us off the table, what will they do to each other? You take us off the table, their value of each other is going to drop, and they'll be killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Just like they was doing during the time of Prohibition and all of that. You know what I'm saying? They was blowing each other away. The Irish versus the Italians. You know what I'm saying? They was warring all the damn time. And then you had Italian on Italian. Italian versus Sicilian. Irish versus Sicilian. You know what I'm saying? You know, you had all of this stuff going on, and they were murking the hell out of each other. We were still separate. You know what I'm saying? And they were doing a lot of illegal stuff. We had the numbers wasn't illegal at the time. Running numbers was not illegal. You know what I'm saying? Running numbers was clearly a black invention. You know what I'm saying? When somebody invents something, it'll take a while for the stuff to become illegal. And it was made illegal behind how rich we were getting. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you said Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes.
12 and 9.
No, 25 and 19.
25 and 19. Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 19.
Now, we gotta learn that things to put the value up on each other.
Right.
We even like General Muhammad was saying, we hate black men in our subconscious. Even black men do. Even black men do. That's why a lot of people talk bad about the fathers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people talk bad about the fathers and about older black men who is also in the image of their fathers. Not even discerning the fact that one day they're going to be the old man if they live long enough. But what then? You know what? The Lord going to pay you back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He'll pay you back then. He'll pay you through your children. And through the little young dudes that you're trying to tell something to. He'll pay you back through them. Everything that you gave to that old black man, the Lord gonna give it to you when you get old. And go ahead.
Yeah, that's an actual curse.
Right. And nowadays, dudes are becoming old men, younger and younger. You're gonna be 30, and a 17-year-old ain't gonna listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't give ear to that, you know what I'm saying, that older black man. You looked at him as absolutely nothing because you think like a slave. You know what I'm saying? A slave, his value is in his back. So that's why youth is so highly esteemed in the black community. Because your strength is, as strong as you are and as young as you are, as handsome as you are, this and that, your value is based on that because that's the value of a slave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that older black man, he can't work the field that good like that. He's been working the field. He was once young, working young and strong, working the field and such and doing all this and that. But now age has took its time, has took its toll on him. His back is bad. You know what I'm saying? His feet is bad and all of that. Now the young dude is looking at him like he's nothing because he's young and strong.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so the older you get, when you're a slave, the older you get, the less your value drops. You see, with white men and with everybody else, their value increases. The direct opposite happens. Their value increases. You know what I'm saying? As the older they get. And that's how we was in the scriptures. That's why one of the reasons why Abraham was so honored. You see what I'm saying? Abraham was certainly an OG.
Right.
Real talk. And then, you know what I'm saying? Just like when Isaac and Jacob, these men were honored, even among the heathens. The heathens, I remember, regardless, even when they're poor. I remember, being a teenager, and I lived around a whole bunch of different nationalities in this apartment complex called Americanas in Louisville, Kentucky. And like the Arabs and the Vietnamese, they would all be out chilling or whatever. And the young ones will be there And the old dude, he's like sitting in Indian style and everything, and you know, and everybody's honoring this dude. You know what I'm saying? Just for very age, just for age alone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't talk much, so you didn't know whether he was wise or a fool. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that's in a fake religion, you know, a fool anyway. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody that's a Muslim, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Running this stuff and blowing their damn selves up, you know what I'm saying? It's not really wise. But at the same time, they honored that dude. There wasn't no damn arguing with him, none of that shit. You know, that wasn't going down. If one of them started arguing with him, the other one will beat that dude's ass. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Okay.
You know, that's the honor. You know, you give what you get what you give. You know what I'm saying? You give honor, you'll get honor. But if you give disrespect and all of that, and that chip in your brain teaches you to hate the older black man, or somebody's gonna hate you.
Right.
It's just gonna the same damn thing. It's gonna happen for you. The young people is not gonna listen to you, and you scratch your head, you just can't figure it out, and then you start to, oh yeah, these young niggas ain't shit. Well, guess what? Remember when you was a young nigga, what happened? What did you do?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now you're getting paid the hell back. You know? Back in the day, we had an understanding of this thing. You know, a lot of times we'll honor that older woman, but that old black man, he's an old nigga. You know what I'm saying? We look at him like that. He's just an old nigga. You know, but Big Mama, you know what I'm saying? You know, Big Mama, they'll show some respect and honor for her.
Right.
And they'll even say they even learned everything that they knew from Big Mama.
Right.
You wonder why half the goddamn homosexual now. You know what I'm saying? They imitate Big Mama. You wonder why, you know what I'm saying? They honor her so damn much. You know, they look at Big Mama as a god, and people imitate their gods, right? So if your god is a woman, that makes you a sodomite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. Yes, you are supposed to honor your mother. You know, the scriptures say honor your mother and your father, but don't sit there and down your father and then keep uplifting your mother. You ain't doing that for feed, because that's bullshit in America. That's all you're doing.
Right.
I don't give a damn how messed up your dad was.
Come.
At least he made your stupid ass an Israelite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, at least he did that. You know, at least he made you, because I've seen, you know, like fake Israelite groups, you know, the new people from fake Israelite groups, and the way that they view black men. You know what I'm saying? The way that they, I'm like, you know, how the hell can you sit there and say the goddamn people that you have as your spies? That don't make any sense.
Right.
You the spy, you ain't no different than the damn Christian pastor. You left the Christian church to become the Christian church. So now I understand why you left. You left because you wasn't a pastor.
Right.
And you got jealous. So now you just slapped some bristles on the bottom of your goddamn t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when I'm talking about some Yahusha and all that, and wearing a damn yarmulke, which ain't our damn, and a prayer shawl, which ain't our damn culture. That's just Babylonian.
Right.
That's what the Babylonian priests wore. You know what I'm saying? You know, you had the high priest, the Babylonian high priest, he dressed like the Pope. You know how the Pope do nowadays in the Catholic Church? How you got the shawl with all the symbolisms and stuff on him, and you got that big funny hat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how the head Babylonian priest dressed. But the lower priests, you know, there wasn't they chief priests and everything. They put the yarmulke on and the prayer shawl. You know what I'm saying? And you got, you know, people that come into the knowledge that they're Israelite and they rocking that, thinking that they, you know what I'm saying, being that that's their culture, that they being like that. Like I said before, we had too much damn hair for that. Imagine also Maccabee putting the yarmulke on. You know what I'm saying? Come on, that wouldn't make sense. You're sitting just on the top of his throat. We didn't roll like that. That's not what we did. You know, for us to have afros, for us to have our hair big. That was a custom of ours.
Right.
One of the things that made us distinct from, you know, most people and from the Africans and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's one of the reasons why they hate you to have an afro today, why they messing with the kids in school, talking about you can't wear your hair like that.
Right.
You know, suspending you for having your own natural damn hair. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit. This too. The slave for the beard, everything.
What for the beard?
Also to the beard as
Yeah,
well.
the beard. We supposed to have a beard.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they want you looking like the woman and the child. Imagine a male lion with his damn mane shaved off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh no, something is wrong with that lion pride right there.
Mm.
Go ahead. What's that?
It's not feminine.
Right. Next thing you know, he done let his family run off with another male line. You know what I'm saying? You do got gay animals out there now.
Mm.
Serious. You got gay gorillas. Yeah. Right. You got fruity silverbacks out there. Real talk. You know, because the devil, the peak oppressor is in power, and it messes up the whole waves that the whole earth moves. You know what I'm saying? It messes up everything, you know, because man is the most dominant thing, you know what I'm saying, on the earth.
Right.
So, as the saying goes, as the king is, so is the people. So if you got an evil king, then the kingdom is going to be filled with evil. If they pushing the gay agenda, it's going to affect the animals. It's going to affect every damn thing. You got deers that eat meat. I remember one time I seen a squirrel. You know, squirrels eat nuts and acorns and all type of stuff like that. I seen a squirrel with a damn live June bug between his little paws, and he was eating it like it was a sandwich. When was the last time I seen that? I'm dead serious. I know what's up, buddy. He had it in his hand like it was a Big Mac. Or just eating it, you know what I'm saying, alive like that. A squirrel. Eating meat. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's in power, if they wicked, it throws off the dynamic of everything else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It messes up everything. You know, it's just like a machine. Something, you know, the engine is messed up. What is the car like? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what they say, a lot of times if your engine is bad, you just gotta go get a whole nother car.
Right.
Your engine is messed up, you know. So now, you know, the Esau is the damn engine and then the whole damn car's bad. You know what I'm saying? So now what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying, get a brand new car. We the brand new car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With a brand new engine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's the old car, destined for the damn junkyard.
Good night.
But he's messed up the whole earth. This is why the Most High made it. The Most High made Esau so bad to show how good he actually is. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's why he made Esau. So that we'll know how to cry for him. We'll know how to cry for the Most High. You see what I'm saying? You put somebody on the earth that is so horrible. The most horrible kingdom that the earth has ever seen. You know what I'm saying? To bring the whole world, you know what I'm saying? To look for, you know what I'm saying, redemption.
Right.
Then he's going to pop his people up and going to bring comfort to the earth. What would the Most High say in Genesis? He told, what did he say? He said, subdue the earth, to replenish the earth. Mm-hmm. In order for it to be replenished, it had to be messed up at first.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's messed up now. That's why damn things ain't growing. Food shortages. They running out of chicken. You know, black people going to be pissed about that. Right. You know what I'm saying? The world's running out of a chicken shortage. Ain't that something? I think that's grounds of riot right there. How about y'all?
Right.
Man, he saw them mess up the world so bad, it's a damn chicken shortage. Oh, hell no. You know? Yeah, but let's go to Ecclesiastes 25 and 26.
Say 25 and what?
And 26.
Ecclesiasticus,
Right.
chapter 25, verse 26. If she go not as thou wouldst have her, what's like, if she go not,
Take it up a verse or so.
25, give her water no passage. Give her a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad.
You know, everybody know what a gad abroad is? Anybody know? That's a woman. Well, go ahead.
Is it a woman who wanders wherever she wants?
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. This is my real top student, sir. Yeah, but that's what a gad abroad is. A woman to do what she want to do, go wherever she want to go. Girls trip. You know what I'm saying? Going to the Caribbean, going to Vegas. Because nothing but evil is produced out of that stuff. It ain't nothing that damn thing good is gonna come out of that.
Right.
She gonna go to Vegas and she gonna come back and be somebody else's wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, she's going for that. Especially they going to somewhere tropical. Tropical places are linked with romance, but at the same time, she's going without you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then, or they have these whole packs. There'll be a bunch of hoes. You know what I'm saying? 5 of their best friends that can keep a secret. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they all gonna go and get live. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times with each other and with a new dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen this clip where the woman went to Jamaica and came back, and her man moved all his stuff out. He cleared the whole goddamn house out. Damn near took everything but the paint off the walls. You know what I'm saying? And that was the right move. That was the right move. You gotta sit there and have no solid proof that she was in cheating and all that. What are you gonna do? You gonna watch a porn movie with her and somebody else? You know what I'm saying? You gotta have it on camera, huh? You know what I'm saying? You can sit there, have it on camera, having your wife being blown out, or take it to the courthouse and then play that before the judge, so the judge and other men can see your wife get blown out by another damn dude. You know what I'm saying? No. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 26. If she will not, as thou wouldst have her.
If she goes not, well, thou wilt have her. Right?
Cut her off from thy flesh.
Yes. That stuff that happened, with Stephen Curry's mother, that was grounds right there. Because a woman do that, you know what I'm saying? She do something like that, you already know, you know what I'm saying? She's getting down and she's gonna get down.
Right.
And she believes you such a damn punk, you know what I'm saying? That she can do this stuff and still keep you. You know what I'm saying? But it's a messed up thing though, because also too, Stephen Curry's father put himself in that position. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. They done sat there and then probably break up to make up stuff. And every damn time they broke up, she got broke off by someone else. You know what I'm saying? And screwed him for a couple of days and decided, to come on back, and be a wife. You know what I'm saying? This is certainly not the first time something humiliating like that has been happening to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He knew she was a hoe. Stephen Curry knew she was a hoe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, he pretty much, he pretty much just, he let the hoe be a hoe in his house. What can you really say?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this is the stuff that black men are taught. She cheats, because of me. I must have did something, or I wasn't doing something. No, she cheated because she wanted some new ride, dude.
Right.
Simple as that. You ain't gonna be able to, you can't satisfy a hoe. You know what I'm saying? What would it say? A hoe is a deep ditch and a narrow pit.
Time.
Part of that ditch is talking about that box you got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The hole is a deep ditch. You done got drowned off in that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Real tough. Okay. Is there anything on this street?
It's like a lie.
Okay.
Cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go.
All right. When it talks about her, not going in the way, she won't do a damn thing you say. A woman that's doing that is damn sure going to cheat on you.
Right.
She is damn sure. The woman that don't listen to nothing you say, that you know what I'm saying, she is going to cheat on you. She's going to. She's going. If she's not already, she's doing it already. And she respects someone else. You know what I'm saying? And she respects that person because he's not taking her seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Women always, a wicked woman respects a man that don't take them seriously, that just blows it out.
Right.
A man that he's like the one that got away. That's why a lot of them in their past, they have that same dude, they run across him, or that friend that they got, who they still got his number, even though they married. You know what I'm saying? Soon as she break up with her dude, she's going to get blown out by him. And sometimes she'll start the argument. Put her current man out, call dude up, dude come over, knock him down for a couple of days, bounce on about his business, and then she calling her man back when you coming home. I don't see that happen. I seen one of my buddies get done like that. I swear it's one of the most awkward feelings that I ever felt because the stuff happened right in front of me. You know what I'm saying? And I know how he was thinking. You know, I seen this crazy. I couldn't even look at it because I could just feel his eyes welling up with tears. I couldn't even look at it. You know what I'm saying? And he was at the embarrassment, the shame. You know what I'm saying? She kicked him out. You know, and we came back through in the hallway. He was in the hallway and everything, right? And I was showing him something in the scripture or something, and she come out the next morning with some dude on her way to work and walked right past both of us with her head like this, like she ain't done a damn thing wrong. You see what I'm saying? Straight faced, no remorse, no nothing, and then gonna have the nerve. Go here.
That's how women die.
Yeah, you know, if he was that type of brother, I gotta say both of them would have probably been dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Both of them would have probably been dead. But he wasn't that type of brother, you know what I'm saying? You know, she walked right on past. The dude was kind of confused because he didn't know that, you know, that was, you know, he kind of sensed that something, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't know, you know, flat out. So, you know, they bounced on out. Next day, it's about 2 days later, she called him, so when you coming back home? And he let her know, look, I'm not coming back. We done. And then she ran down there and filed child support. You know what I'm saying? You see the devalue that we have towards one another? You know what I'm saying? Even though with the white woman being the whore that she is, she still does prioritize her race though. You know what I'm saying? And she has boundaries. You know, even white women that are feminists and all of that, they come to their damn senses.
Right.
They like, you know, that's why they chose Donald Trump to be president, even after he said, grab him by the box. You know, they hated they didn't like what he said. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like it. At first they didn't. Later on, they started liking it. They started wearing shirts saying, grab me by the box. But they didn't like it at first. Now, that should have rattled the damn women, the feminist movement and all of that. But you know what? They like, regardless of what the hell he said and how we feel about it, our race comes first. And he talks against them Hispanics and them blacks that we hate. They all voted for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he showed that he was a champion for his race.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why he talked so greasy about black people. And that's why he started putting Mexicans in cages and started to finance the building of the wall. White people love that.
Right.
They have a champion. You know what I'm saying? They loved it. Now, a lot of these white people that people thought were, you know, they thought was cool with them, voted for Donald Trump. And the ones that didn't like Donald Trump, or a lot of them were gay. A lot of them, you know, a lot of them like sleeping, they like to swirl, you know, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them didn't like him. There's some of them that hate black people just like he do, but they didn't like him because he was so outward with it. While they trying to be, you know, the liberals is trying to be subtle with it.
Right.
You know, that's the reason why they hated the Klan back in the day. There were other two factions of racist white people hated each other. A lot of white people hated the Klan. You know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of them do now. A lot of white people hate the Klan because the Klan shows what's inside them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That they try to hide and conceal. You know what I'm saying? Which comes out every now and then. You know, you just got one that want to hide the beast, and the other one is just straight up a beast outward. It's like a vampire that hides that he's a vampire, and he don't take his fangs out, you know, only when he, you know, needs to or whatever. And then you got the proud vampire. He got his fangs out all the time. You know what I'm saying? He show everybody he's just a monster, and he's not apologetic about it. That was Donald Trump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was him. You know, he's a monster, you know. And I didn't even know that it was a black police officer that killed that white woman.
You talking about Minnesota?
No, the Capitol. The Capitol deal.
Okay. Oh, yeah, God.
Yeah, they had some stuff about him on YouTube.
Yeah, God.
You know, had him like, they were like interviewing him or something like that. Okay. A lot of people, what do they say about black men? They say that, well, black men is the head and everything. In reality, this has not been that scenario. 80% of all resources go to black women. So what does that leave for black men? I mean, it leaves 20% of the resources that go on. So who's been the head? Anybody? Which one? Yeah, the black woman has been the head. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Have you ever heard of the 80-20 rule?
Okay, what is that specifically?
I guess it's supposed to be like, I guess it's like an income or something.
You're talking about like what I was just talking about,
Yeah.
the resource?
Yeah.
I didn't know they had I heard of an 80-20 rule, I never knew what it was, but it's still the same deal, they put the resources and stuff on her, and also too, they make her the educated class. That's the reason why they want her going to school. They want her going to school because the educated class is always a class in the community that rules.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. The educated class rules. They do this stuff on purpose so that the black woman rules the black community. And they also know that, a lot of black women would rather be a queen in hell than a servant in heaven.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Black women have been leading the black community. That's why police say, you call to a black household where it's a bunch of people that live there, right? Like when the big houses and a whole bunch of the family members live there, say, look for the oldest black woman because she's the head. Talk to her. Go ahead.
Okay, you just preached that. I know I talked about Esau, but you said, like you say, children are their oppressors and women ruled over them.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Now that's not talking about Esau. That's talking about us. You know what I'm saying? Children are their oppressors. What was I just talking about? The whole young versus old thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Children are their oppressors. You know what I'm saying? And women rule over them. Now think about this for a second. You got little young dudes that get child support. Some of the time, the mother let the child have the child support payment as like an allowance. So now the child is calling up his father. You got that money for me? Ain't no goddamn way I'd let that fly. But some dudes, I'll get that to you. I'll get that to you.
I was going to say that what you said, because the kids is caught and that's about the child support.
Right. So now, what is the child doing? He's extorting the father.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's the children are oppressors and women rule over them. She ruling the child and she ruling the man. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, they shouldn't hold black men so accountable because black men are not the leaders. You hold the leaders accountable, right? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the people that talk about, criticize, what black women are doing, if she's the leader, if she's, the man is just a head and name. When they say you should do what you should do, how you should serve, you got to be the leader in serving. You know what I'm saying? You got to, when it comes to finances and all that stuff, you lead. You got to lead. You know what I'm saying? And you actually the laboring class. She the educated class. You the laboring class. A man he can work. He can be a blue collar dude. He can be, have his own construction company or something like that, making around $100,000 a year annually, right? Well, she can be educated, working maybe in some office or something like that. She could be making half that and still think she's better than you. Right. Because the educated class in any society is the ruling class. Right. Like I was just saying. It's not ruled by bricklayers and, and garbage men and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Society is not ruled by them. These are men that provide services to the society in order to keep it running. Garbage man keep it clean, you know what I'm saying? But the ruling class are the educated ones. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's why they try to push black women into education and based on the fact that she does not value that man, you know what I'm saying? Even though he making twice the amount of money as her. You know what I'm saying? Then the fact that her, she just devalues him so much. That's the reason why these things don't work. That's the reason why black people have problems in business. We don't trust each other. You have to establish trust. And at the same time, you can't just demand trust when yet you haven't proven yourself as being trustworthy. Trust has to be earned. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So how do you earn that trust? You earn that trust by loving your neighbor as you love yourself. The
Right.
better things
That's
you
right.
do,
That's
the
right.
better things you do for your people. That's why General Starr said what he said. The more things that you do for people, the more trust you establish with them.
Right.
Now they can trust to go to, to do business with you now
Mhm.
because you got a good name and a good reputation. You see what I'm saying? It's got to be that for us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because a lot of the times, a lot of us are just so quick to play each other, and then you have business owners out there that don't value the people they own damn customers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have business owners out there that don't value their own damn customers. So now the customers is pissed off at the business owners. But then there's a funny thing about it: the business owner and the whole rest of the world will say, "You pissed off at him because of his success." You know what I'm saying? You mad at him for just shame the poor man that they've been treated right, for being despised and looked down upon. They shame him and say, you just mad at his success. You just jealous of him because of his success. The Apostle Paul said, charge them that are rich,
Right.
that they be not high-minded, because if you don't charge them, they're going to take on a lofty mindset like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's supposed to be the leaders charging them too. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to come together and charge the people that own a damn business, because you own a business, you got to look at yourself as a servant of that community.
Right.
Anybody watch The Godfather?
Mhm.
All right. Now remember when Vito Corleone was young, right? And it was just him. And it's Genco and and Clemenza and them, his little crew, right? Now this is something that's proving what General Shalimar was saying, right? Notice, anybody know how he got started? Anybody remember how he got started? Remember, he was poor at first, working a little job and everything. Somebody took him up under the wing, gave him a job and stuff like that, right? Okay. He started out serving the community. You know what I'm saying? He had a mind to defend the poor. You know what I'm saying? A mind to, to help people out. Because remember, it started by favors. You know what I'm saying? That he was doing for people. The old lady, she, was dead. They won't let her have a dog, and they're trying to evict her and everything. And what did he do? He went and smoothed over that landlord. You know what I'm saying? And that landlord found out who he actually is. He didn't beat the landlord up, none of that. He didn't even tell him that he was Vito Corleone. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He just paid the man. He paid the woman's rent up to like 6 months or something like that. And she kept her dog and all of that. Then he found out, and he was so spooked and so scared, he tried to give the money back. Now, even with a situation like that, he noticed it even made the landlord love him. The evil, hateful landlord. You know what I'm saying? Now that landlord has to treat the people better.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They liked him so much that they come up with a payment. The neighborhood came up with a payment for him. You know what I'm saying? $100 a week, which was a nice chunk of money back then. It was somewhere like over $2,000 today.
Mhm.
They gave him this a week. You could buy damn groceries with 50 cents back then. You know what I'm saying? You could buy at least a week's worth of groceries with 50 cents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They giving him the pay of $100 a week, and he's doing, favors and stuff like that. And his name was trustworthy. They could come to him for favors. That's how he got the name, the Godfather. You see what I'm saying? He got the love of the people, and that's really started his success. Then there was no limit to his success after that. I done seen dumbass dudes like this one vegetarian dude. He done built a platform, of course, off of black people, right? His whole platform. This dude gonna make a post about 2 cucumbers that some white man gave him. Now the white man had a whole damn field of cucumbers. He gave this little dirty Negro 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna make a post about it and say something to the effect of, "See, look what this white man did for me. Y'all can call him Esau, whatever, all you want. He gave me 2 cucumbers out of his field." But then he acts like black people ain't never did nothing for him, but he wouldn't have that YouTube platform if it wasn't for black people.
Right.
They done built a whole YouTube platform for this damn dude. You look at his goddamn friends, and this ain't a whole bunch of damn white people there. It ain't a whole bunch of white people watching his damn videos. Who is it? Black people.
Right.
We very ungrateful to each other. That's another damn thing about us. We devalue, and anything that black people do for another black person, we'll forget about it quick. You know what I'm saying? We don't have gratitude when it comes to each other. But think about it. They built him a whole YouTube platform. They built for him a whole damn YouTube platform, made him a goddamn internet celebrity. You know what I'm saying? And then he sat there and given all his love to some white man that had a field of cucumbers and gave his little dirty ass two of them. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And you said, precept when you say the wicked comes to tempt it, there's honor reproach.
Say that again.
You said when the wicked comes to tempt, it's honor reproach. I mean, it's more like the oppressor too, but.
This will have to be more on the lines of a gift destroys the heart.
Oh,
His heart was destroyed off 2 damn cucumbers. You know what I'm saying? You know, this dude became Judas for 2 cucumbers. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same dude talking about nobody in the Bible ate meat and all this stuff. And it's serious. Jesus really wasn't eating no fish. You know what I'm saying? He eating something else, and they put that in there later on. You know. But a bunch of, the simple little, topics like that, little simple topic like that, even though he ain't got no scriptural, basis to what he's damn saying, he still got a huge black following.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's saying absolutely nothing and then became a damn celebrity just off pushing some damn vegetarian garbage. You know what I'm saying? And black people built that platform for him. That's why I say, so people get, wonder why black people don't support, certain businesses and stuff like that, and then blame black people for it. Look what you do when you get some success. Look how you turn on them. They right, but in a lot of cases, they right for not supporting your ass. I mean, it's a two-way street on that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They should support you, and you should support them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead, we want to expect for them just to feed you, just like what white people use us and everything. We give all our energy and love to them, and they build up and just turn on, show how much they hate us. We want to run business like that. You can't run no damn business despising the people. Your business should damn go the hell down. It should turn belly up. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So like I said, it's a two-way street on that. With that being said, we have the ISUPK coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and the commanding during your honor, pay your tithes, support the men that's out here fighting in this truth for you. That's doing the things that a lot of people are too afraid to do. That should help. That should have you supporting us. If you really like, the truth and everything, show some support. Send in, make sure brothers got some, when they go to camp, they got some waters, some food. You know what I'm saying? Every race takes care of their army. You know what I'm saying? It's awfully funny because we got to, that's another thing about us devaluing each other because we'll support someone else, but then the people that's out there really fighting for you, you won't support them.
right.
But even though they say, yeah, I appreciate what y'all doing, man, get the hell out of my face. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to pass the class over to priest and officer among the bar.
Shabbat. Rise, stand. Upon Yaakov, turn your face to east. It's like we're gonna read the security announcements first, my fault. But the ISUPK started out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They'll be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'ishur. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department and teach them. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Now you can still go to ISUPK.com, scroll down to the donate now button. You can either pay with a debit, credit card, or a PayPal account. You can pay tithes and donations that way. If the school near you has a Zelle app, or like the school itself and headquarters has a Zelle app, so you can go to first name Israelite School, last name UPK. Email is tithes@isupk.com. So you can pay tithes and donations that way. Otherwise, if the school near you has a Zelle app, get that information from them. If you're in the Twin City area, you can go to $ all capital UPK Minnesota, and you can make donations this way. Otherwise, if you see the brothers at camp, and you see that little water bucket in the front, dump your bank account in. It ain't gonna hurt nobody.
That's correct.
Upcoming Holy Convocation, September 6th, we got the Feast of the Memorial Blowing of the Trumpets. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. Again, go to ISUPK.com, get in contact with school near you, see what their plans are, what the agenda is. If you need any help with travel or lodging, if they need help with preparing food, sisters, get your kitchen ready, stock up on supplies, apply your food stamps if you're able to get them. September, we're gonna actually have a few high holy days, so get prepared. Don't worry yourself too thin, but tap into those resources if you got them. Any brother wants to be, it's like any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That means your boots, your shirt, your pants, your headbag, and your scarf. And with that, we'll point you out the drum, turn face to the east. You can say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 8 through 13. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kadash, Hayat, Samkat, Yahweh, Malakuka, Tabaat, Zaka, Hayat, Aisha, Barak, Kawak, Hayat, Ashamayim, Nandanawa, Lakaram, Ko, Yawam, Wasalakna, Abawakna, Kasalakna, Abawakna, Wala'at, Nabiyana, Sawam, Abal, Hawashana, Mayam, Rat, Hayat, Lakab, Amalakwa, Wa'az, Wataparak, Wa'alam, Namam, in English. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. You can say the prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Barak Lanawu. Wayashal. Wahabayat. Saparim. Barak. Rafa'ah. It's like in Magan. Hagan. At this time, you can say the name of the loved one once. Everyone repeats that name once. If you're following us on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatnot, you can type in the name of the loved one. It's like, and we'll send the prayers up with you.
Davis family.
Davis family.
I became
Minnesota. Also Kwawam
Kawam.
and his Slaki. Also Kwawam Apar and his rib. And it's like you do know this brother is an officer too, Gadiala.
You say brother Gadiala, I'm not too sure. I believe so.
Either way, the brother Gadiala out there in Nicaragua. And for his mother. ISUPK, it's like it. Israel School Universal Practical Knowledge. ISUPK Minnesota. ISUPK Chicago. ISUPK Milwaukee. ISUPK St. Louis. ISUPK Detroit. Benjamin. Jamie. Whitney. Annalie. McIntosh family. Raphael. All of Israel. Yahweh. Angels. Generals. Captains. Officers. troops,
students,
students, sisters, children,
all of this.
all of Israel,
As it became Minnesota,
as it became Minnesota,
as it became Kentucky,
as it became Kentucky,
all of Haiti,
all of Haiti,
all of Louisiana,
all of Louisiana,
House of Rock,
House of Rock,
Monique Johnson,
King Johnson,
Irma Johnson,
Irma Johnson,
Kenneth Johnson,
Kenneth Johnson,
Monet Johnson,
Monet Johnson,
Isaac K. Louisiana,
as it became Louisiana,
Isaac K. Minnesota,
as it became Minnesota,
Joel Washington,
Joel Washington,
Isaac K. Hayes,
as it became Haiti,
D. Howard,
D. Allen,
Janiyah Howard,
Janiyah Howard,
Deion Howard,
Deion Howard,
Jemiah,
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 Gene Howard,
Gene Howard,
anybody else?
Bashim Yahushua,
Shah,
Tawad Amun. And what we just said was in English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua, bless us in Israel, in school,
in the school,
bless,
bless,
heal,
heal,
shield,
shield,
protect
protect,
our loved ones. In the name of Yahushua,
Maybe I'm Shah,
thank you so be.
thank you so much.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Let's say you are
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth.
and all things living.
All things are
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahushua,
maybe I'm Shah,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses,
Speak the curse of
punishment and destruction
instruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against us.
thy prophets,
Prophets,
the teachers,
teachers,
the princes,
princes,
the priests,
priests,
the Israelite brothers,
like brothers,
and the school.
in the school.
Send evils and curses,
Speak the curse,
punishment and destruction
punishment, instruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen
and shake
that
loose
shake loose
the treasure of the rich of Israel
the treasure of the rich of Israel.
that refuse to give to the school.
Now, you to give to the school,
Force their riches
force their riches,
to enter into thy
to
sanctuary.
thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses,
Speak the curse,
and punishment and destruction
punishment, instruction
to the Edomites
to the heathen
and the nations
and the
and their drug dealers,
struggle,
court system,
support system,
prison system,
prison,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and arms,
and that's the God of our
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
Pope,
Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Hallelujah,
militia,
listen,
Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads,
skinhead,
Pacific
hospitality,
gang movement,
gay,
the lesbian movement,
blessing,
spies,
God,
workers of witchcraft,
works of witchcraft,
NASA space program,
and space program,
Army,
army,
Navy,
navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet
internet,
and the airwaves,
airways,
cable access channel,
and access
and the
channel,
radio channel,
radio channel,
convict the spirit
the spirit,
of any of thy people
and United people,
that seek to stop us
seek to stop us,
and bring swift destruction
bring swift
to
destruction,
all the heathen
all the heathen,
that stand in the way
stand away,
or try to stop us
stop
from broadcasting your word
us,
throughout the planet Earth.
us,
Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro, through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief
shake the house of people.
and the murderer. Let Yahweh shot, Michael and Gabriel come down with flying saucers, punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it's the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake it that come. In the name of Yahweh shot, like always. So be it. So, man of Israel, Magam Shabbat, Majid, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Atom. That's what's up. Sorry for the sisters. Courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Magam Shabbat, Majid, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Shalom,
Yahweh what's up. That's dismissed.
Very close, very close.